card club, and the game is going to be 1-2 deep stack. But here's the catch. I think there's going to be 8 players, 4 players representing 2 different teams. Team Waco and Team Killeen, which is a team I was asked to represent. 8 players are going to play individually, but the team that accumulates for most of the winnings is going to get an additional 1K bounty. And the player with the highest cumulative winning is going to win a trophy for the MVP of the match. So a couple of pretty interesting spins on the game, but whatever it is, I'm pretty excited. It's the beginning of October. Let's go in and get it. Just quick update, we're gonna play 9-handed with the 9C alternating halfway through, and the side prop bet is gonna be 2,500, so 500 a head. Almost 30 minutes pass and I finally get a hand. Brutal. But it folds to me on the button and I have ace king suited. Great. There's a double straddle to 30, so I get to raise bigger. Even better, I raise to 100 and get calls from Slim and Kiah. 3 ways to the flop. The flop is 10-8-3 rainbow. Kiah's second to act, but he decides to shoot first. I have 2 overs and some good backdoors, so I'm not giving up yet. I call the 100 and Slim gets out the way. The turn is an ace. Bingo. The action's on Kiah and he puts out a blocker bet, 125. Come on, Kiah, you know better than that. I raise it to 450 and he folds. I'm on the double straddle to 20. Papa P raises it to 60 and Kiah calls on the button. It folds back to me and I close the action with queen 10 off. 3 ways to the flop. Not bad. 9-8-7, 2 spades. I flop an open ender. I check and so does Papa P. Kiah takes the betting lead and bets 115. Count me in. Papa P folds and we're off to a turn. The turn's a queen, giving me top pair, but I check to Kiah and he checks it back. When the river's a blank, I can now go for value. Top pair should be good most of the time here, but I should target smaller 1-pair combinations. I bet 160 and get a snap call from Kiah. My queen's good, and I take down the second hand of the night. Alright, so quick update. We're just super card dead, but we are up $800 or so. The game is going good, except Team Killeen is getting crushed right now. I think we're losing by like at least $2,000. We lost a pretty big pot, so it's not looking too good right now, but we do have at least 2 hours to go, so hopefully we get some hands, we catch up, because the prop bet is now $2,500 per team, and I don't feel like losing $500. This hand's pretty gangsta. It folds to Curtis in a hijack, who raises it to 40. I'm tired of folding, so with king 3 suited, let's mix it up. I 3-bet him to 130. I'm fairly confident if I can get him heads up, I can find a way to win. But Papa P has other things in mind. He puts in a 4-bet to 300. Curtis is out, and I think about what he would be doing this with. I decide that most likely he has a strong pair, as he's more of a wreck who wouldn't find 4-bets with polarized hands. Let's try to get in there and outplay him in position. I put in the call. Heads up to a flop of ace 10-6 rainbow. It doesn't take long before he puts out a bet of 200. But there's something about his body language. Between that and the pre-flop play, I decide that if I got aggressive here, he shouldn't have many calling hands in his range. I decide to test that theory with a quick raise to 700. I can tell he's uncomfortable, so if he calls, SPRs will be close to 101. I'm just gonna jam the turn, to be honest. But fortunately, it doesn't get that far. He folds, and I steal a decent pot. Just a quick announcement. Many of you guys know I'm a brand ambassador and a coach at pokercoaching.com. Well, just a quick update. My multi-part series on beating loose live cash games is now online, as well as a Mastering Bomb Pots and PLO cash games course that I just put out. If you guys want to check it out, the link is below in the description. You get a 3 free day access, no credit card required, and you also get access to a bunch of cool courses like the one I'm studying right now, Crushing Tough Cash Games by Jonathan Jaff, and a Crushing High Stakes Poker course by Brock Wilson. Once again, link in the description. Waco was in early position. He kicks off the action with a raise to 25. Kiah, Bobby, and I all call, so 4 ways to the flop. Ace 10-2, 2 hearts. We check to Waco, who c-bets 60. Kiah calls and Bobby folds. Back to me and I have a gutty. I'm getting over 4-1 to see another card, so dealer hit me. The dealer ignores my request and puts out a 3 of spades. No help to me, and apparently none of my opponents either, as a turn checks through. The river is a king, and I have the stone cold nuts. I have a pretty disguised hand, but I don't want the street to check through again. I think missed draws are gonna fold anyway, so why not overbet it? And hope that Waco has a bluff catcher. I bet 325, but unfortunately, Everyone else snap folds. Alright, so the live stream is over. I think I finished up around 1.8k, but unfortunately lost the $500 side bet, so that'll come out of my stack. So we finished 1.3. Now the good news is we're going to the main table outside, and we'll probably get a couple more hours in, so maybe we can make some of that $500 back. Man, I know sometimes I edit these vlogs down and it seems like I'm getting a lot of action hands, but there's also games like tonight where I'm just completely card dead and I'm just trying to bluff my way through some hands. We're up 1k right now after paying the $500 bounty, so we lost $300 since the live stream. The game's pretty good though. Hopefully I can get a couple of hands and get more involved and not churn with, subpar hands. But yeah, let's just keep going. I'm gonna be here for another 2-3 hours, so hopefully we can get a few more hands. The stream game's over and I leave about 1.8k or so, but lose the $500 side bet. Even more, my dignity. But back to the after hours game, and it's time to make money. It folds to deep money who limps in. I'm on the button, whatever, $2. Good shots in a big blind and he raises to 20. Deep money's in, and I've got 7 high and a 3 to go with it. It's a good blackjack hand, so let's double down. 3 ways to the flop. The flop's ace high, rainbow. Good shot puts in a bet of $35. Deep money calls, and I've got a gut draw and some good backdoors and a fair price to see another card, so I'm in as well. The turn's a king of clubs. Good shot bets again, and here, he has a ton of one pair ace combinations. After deep money calls, I decide to take an aggressive action with plans to bomb most rivers. I raise to 450, but good shot doesn't give up just yet, and deep money makes the call too. The pot's getting big, but considering good shot's range, I feel fairly confident I can bet him off his hand by the river. And deep money? Well, I assume he can't be too strong since he would have raised it already. 1 card to go and I need a 4 or a club, as well as a like for the punt that's coming. Just kidding, the river's a 9 of clubs. I hit the backdoor flush and it's time to get paid. Surprisingly, good shot leads out for 500. Worse, deep money raises to 1100. I still think good shot has a ton of one pair ace combinations and is setting his price, but the ace of clubs is still available, so I need to be careful, especially when deep money just raised it. But it's a small raise. I'm getting almost 3 to 1 and I don't know if worse hands is gonna call if I raise it over the top. Besides, deep money actually has me covered, so I need to be careful. I just end up making the call. Good shot ends up folding and deep money shows a straight. Our flush wins. I needed a pot to get me over the hump, and this was it. King Kiah limps under the gun. Deep money calls and it's on me in middle position. I have ace 10 of clubs, which is worthy of a raise to 30. Waco calls, good shot calls, and here comes the limp raise from King Kiah to 130. Deep money folds. So it's on me, and here's what I'm thinking. It's a smaller 3 bet, and I have a hand that can play well multi-way, so I put in the call. And so does Waco and good shot, so 4 ways to the flop. The flop's ace 4-2 rainbow. A flop top pair and the backdoor nut flush draw. So when Kiah C bets to 150, it's an easy call for me. The other 2 fold, so we're going heads up. The turn's a queen of hearts. This time, Kiah slows down and decides to check. With top pair weak kicker, I can bet or check, especially if I think my opponent has enough check raises in his range. I don't think this is the case, so I'll put out a small bet of 300. He makes the call. The turn is an ace, which shouldn't change anything. When he checks, I definitely want to go for value targeting kings, jacks, king, queen, those types of hands. I go for another small bet of 500, and the price is too good for King Kiah. He makes the call, and another purple chip headed my way. In the next hand, it folds to good shot in middle position. He raises to 55. Deep money calls, and all 3 in the blinds join the action. It's Texas heads up. The flop's ace jack 6 rainbow. It checks to good shot, who bets 75. I'm his only customer. Off to a turn, and it's a 3, giving me 2 pair. I check, but good shot slows down and checks it back. On a king of hearts, it's pretty close of whether I want to bet or check. I lose the straights, flushes, and a random set of kings. If I'm betting here, it's pretty thin, targeting king jack or king queen, but I don't think there's enough river raises to push me off of my hand here. So my plan is to bet fold. I bet 325 and get called pretty quickly. Maybe a worse ace just called or some worse 2 pairs. I'm folding a lot in this game, but in the hands that I am involved, I'm running pretty good. It folds to good shot in middle position and he limps to 10. Deep money raises to 50 and both Rolly and Taggy join. I'm in a straddle and I've got a hand with pocket 10s. I raise to 400, hoping to take it down here. But good shot snap calls. Yikes. The limp raise all in is pretty strong. Deep money also calls, but the blinds do fold. So 3 ways to a flop of queen a3, 2 diamonds. It's a fairly disconnected board, so I'm gonna c-bet to protect my hand. Deep money folds, so let's see how I do. We flip over our cards and not surprised to see good shot with a big pair. But don't blink, cause here's the turn. I hit my 2 outer and the river's irrelevant. I seriously can't believe I just won this hand too. I'm winning a ton of medium and large pots and it's adding up. Yo, y'all saw that last spot, which was a nice cherry on top for the session. Thought I played pretty well for the most part. Yeah, we really made money on our value hands and got better hands to fold. So overall, had a pretty nice session. And as always, want to thank my sponsor, Poker Analytics 6. They are the bankroll app that I use. And speaking of, I'll go ahead and post the numbers up on one of these corners. In the game for 5K, I think I'm a little bit over 10K right now, so it should be about a 5 point something net profit. It's I think it's around a little bit before midnight. Time to head home. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and if you're looking for more action, check out this other video that I think needs a little bit more love. All right, y'all. Have a great week. Peace.